What up, Jessica? AKA Hurricane Sheena. McNasty in the building. What up, McNasty? After artificial intelligence destroys what we know of humanity, people in the future are going to find the image of me doing this. They're gonna be like, look, it's an alien. A picture of me doing this gonna be on a cave wall some fucking where. That is aliens! Fucking aliens! They were aliens! Some gonna think I was an alien. Some gonna think I was a god that was worshipped. They gonna argue over what color my skin was. People back then were so primitive. They're gonna call this the tech age. The Iron Age, Ice Age, Brass Age, Cop, whatever the fuck ages they got, this gonna be the tech age. This shit gonna be seen as primitive. Could you believe they actually used to use computers? They were actually using computers? And then people in the future gonna be like, computers? Damn, they were primitive. It's gonna be a picture of me on a cave wall doing this shit. And this was the alien that brought them knowledge of the ancient tech for computers? I'm gonna be on a cave wall like, he's an alien, look at his head! Look at his head! They're gonna argue over my skin color. They gonna find a picture of me. They gonna dig up an image of me on a wall some fucking where. This makes us question everything we know about our prehistoric ancestors. It ain't gonna be me doing this shit here. We got aliens. Yes, Athanasius, I'm tired as hell. McNasty in the bit. Hurricane Sheena, you've been tired a lot lately, ain't you? You getting old. Don't do that, Hurricane Sheena. You making me feel old. Damn, we like the same age. You keep talking like you old. You wearing a college alumni shirt? Oh, that what this is? Oh, that what this is? College? This is a college alumni shirt? This just Virginia. You already know I bang mine. V to the A. Yeah, you already know what time it is. Yeah, Virginia. Land of the big homies. Man, shout out to Virginia early. Let's get that understood. Let's get that out the way. Cause ain't no place I'd rather be. Chilling with homies and family. Where you going on? Look like you made a Malachi out of do-rag. Hell no. Future generations gonna think when they see an image of me that I'm the alien responsible for bringing you primitive people technology for computers. The truthers sphere gonna dig me up. They gonna try. They gonna be like, they're hiding images of the alien responsible for bringing our ancestors technology. It gonna be me on a cave. The truthers gonna dig that shit up and put that shit out there. Look, Look, this is the alien responsible. What name they gonna give Tutmos? It's Tutmos. He is responsible for creating Virginia. In the future, they not gonna know America. All this gonna be called Virginia. And ancient Virginia. Like, it's not gonna be called. Like, I already know. Like, places change names. This shit gonna be called Virginia in the future. They live 400, 500 years into the fucking future. What up, Watachi? How you feeling this morning, man? Shout out to Watachi, man. You good? You hungry? Did you eat? Did you eat? Try to make sure you eat. You get irritable when you hungry. What is an IA anyway, and how do you find a virgin one? I don't know what an IA is. You got a Whoopi Goldberg impression? Nah, but my Whoopi Goldberg impression, I do, but it's not worth doing. I think you could do a better Whoopi Goldberg impression than I can. I ain't even gonna set myself up like that. Erykah Badu impression? You better call Tyrone. He should be showing up here any minute now. Tyrone in the building. Shout out to Ireland. All iron, no ish. Potatoes for the main dish. Fuck out of here. Fuck you mean? I bleed green. Shout out to the United Kingdom. Shout out to Scotland. Shout out to Scotland. They just chilling up there like, yeah, we fought independence and whatnot. But we just like, we not like iron. We connected to these niggas by landmass. So, we just ain't go as hard as them niggas in Ireland went, but yeah, shout out to Scots, man. Man, what's up? What y'all want to talk about? Shout out to Jamie Foxx. I was so worried. Were you really? Oh, I seen that. Who did that? Oh yeah. Anomaly did that. Yeah, I seen that Anomaly video. Who? I didn't even know something was going on with him. Like, somebody said a stroke. I don't keep up with that. I don't even keep up. I don't even know why that was a concern. Wait a minute. Is the only reason you people concerned is because y'all think it has something to do with the coronavirus vaccine? Y'all that fucking desperate to pin some weird shit on somebody? Y'all just sitting there following Jamie Foxx around to see if he gonna say it has something to do with the vaccine for real? This what y'all doing now? Y'all know good and hell well y'all don't give a fuck about Jamie Foxx. Come on now. Y'all pitiful. No one give a fuck about Jamie Foxx. Y'all just want him to say something about the vaccine so he could be like, say. That's all y'all care about. Man, I don't know what the fuck. Man, Bobby Bologna, I'm like you. I don't really know what the fuck going on. I don't have no business commenting on none of that shit because I'm out of the loop. I'm out of the loop for real. I care about Jamie because he looks Irish. Well, outside of, you know, man, shout out to Tyrone Strawberry. I seen that short. I was just scrolling and one of your shorts popped up where you had the older gentleman on from Ireland and he was talking about like the Ireland population and the first thing to do is the obvious and that's to bring like the Irish diaspora back, like all the Irish folk from Australia, America, other parts of Europe. Yeah, just bring them back. Like, yeah, make Ireland great again type shit. I really don't hear a lot of people saying they want to move to Ireland. That's just not something I hear though. You know, shout out to Ireland. It's just, you know, yeah, shout out to Ireland, man. Europe in general is just going through, like, I wouldn't be surprised if sometime in the near future, Europe just break apart. Not like break apart, but like break apart. I'm talking like, nah, nigga, we not even Europe. Like, that shit not even Europe. Like, I feel like Europe is going, like, you already got Scandinavians saying they not part of Europe. A lot of people think Europe is a fucking country. It's a continent. But if you look at the actual continent of Europe. Russia is big as fuck. It's like America is about the same size as Europe. Then you got Russia, which is massive. And it's connected to Asia. All these continents are connected. So like you can damn near you travel to Spain from Africa. Like you go to the northwest corner of Africa and there's like a strait in a shallow body of water in like 20-30 minutes, man, you in Spain. You in Europe. And then it connects through Turkmenistan to that weird shit. You go down through Armenia, you go down that bit. Now you in the Middle East. All that shit connected. You can walk from Togo. You can walk from Nigeria to Jerusalem. And from Jerusalem to Paris. Like, you could walk that shit. All that shit connected, man. Yeah, Scandinavians, they like, yeah, fuck Europe. We not even Europe. We Scandinavia. Like, they banging they shit. That's a long walk. But yeah, people think of continent, they think of a landmass. Like, that's how the only real continent outside of the islands would be the Americas. Because it's not connected to Euro-Africa. Because that's what you really might call it in the fucking future, Euro-Africa. That shit, Europe, Asia, and Africa, you could just walk that shit. Except for like, of course, like Indonesia, the Philippines, Malaysia, shit like that. Australia, like its own continent, because it's isolated. New Zealand could be like its own little continent because it's southeast of Australia. So you got, you know, yeah, man. But then I don't know why Denmark is saying they're not part of Europe, because Denmark is, it's like the tick on a deer's ass considering how Denmark is just sitting on Germany like that. But then you go up top and you got Norway, Sweden, and Finland. They're not connected to Europe at all. Except for when you go to Finland, to the right of Finland is Russia. So you over here, there's a part in Finland, you could just stand, you just look into Russia and Norway. Because Norway does some stupid shit. It just come up like this and come the fuck over. It's real fucking stupid where they put these borders. And then in the middle, you got Sweden. But that shit separated by a body of water from the rest of Europe. Which a lot of people don't consider Russia to be Europe. So, yeah, I can see why they say they own shit like that. gonna need a Hui further. Use Google Maps, just zoom in on Ireland. It's just grass and sheep. Man, Ireland a nice little spot. Like it's easy. I'm not gonna say it's not easy to defend. Is it? I don't. I don't know. I know about 5 Americans who immigrated here. We are inundated with immigration though. His suggestion is we start prioritizing non-Irish and give genetic Irish a right to return. He's a politician. Oh, all right, all right. Yeah, I'm definitely returning. I'm genetic like shit. I'm genetically Irish like shit. I'm Irish. I'm full Irish. Yeah, I'll come back. I'll bring all my cousins too. I'll bring all my cousins too. You know what with Tyrone? Tyrone, you know what would really piss off that section is if a whole bunch of niggas just started migrating to the Isles of Man. The people like the Isles of Man. Have you ever been there? They seem like they don't want people from Ireland, Scotland, or England coming there, and it's in the middle of all that shit. Just just an island. This shit, I watched a little program on them. And the older people there, they like, yo, our language dying out. Because all these niggas from Ireland and England coming here, and they're watering down our culture, woo, woo, woo. I was like, man. So but it's a movement amongst the younger people out there to bring back that language that has been watered down because the older people don't even speak the original. That shit's kind of been lost with their piecing it back together. So it's become a new language, different from the old one, but it's still new in the sense that a lot of people are straying from it. So the older people like, nah, speak this. This is our old language that we kind of made new again because I'm going to the Isles of Man with my hat like this and everything. Sounds like they're doomed. Their language is a Gaelic language, so it comes from Irish. Yeah, but they just seem like they're not really fond of people from Ireland or England coming there. But the population is so old, it's like because you know younger people, PRs all the way by Florida. Yeah, all the younger people, they want to do, younger people. I understand the immigration thing, but I don't blame, I really don't. I understand why young people leave. Why young people, it's the same way a bunch of English came to a new world called America and put down roots called for the crown, and then decided to just stray away from their history and heritage of England and started calling themselves by another name, Americans. You're going to have people, especially young men, they naturally want to explore and do different things. They really don't, if you didn't have that explorative aspect of people, everybody would be like the people on North Sentinel Island, where it's like, nah, we good here. We don't want to go nowhere else. We don't want to explore nothing. There would be no frontiers to just, so I get it. So you're going to have a lot of young men, they want to branch out and do their own thing. It's like a tree. The roots don't stay under the tree. They go out. It's just when a certain population just gets to a point where they're old, then they want to bring all the roots back and but some people just don't feel a natural, they just don't feel a natural, and I get it, they don't feel a natural tie to the land. They just consider it land, like and they want to make their own way. It's a delicate issue because you have people with a certain ideology and they feel like it should be this, and you got people with another ideology, it should feel like it should be this. But the history of man is that man always branches out. And there's nothing anybody has ever been to do about it. As far as people branching out and then returning, that hasn't really happened like talking about. You know? It's just, you know. Yeah, it is what it is. That's why I like people though, man. We just, you know, I get it. I like to talk with like a professor or somebody about that to see. I want to dig more into like just not necessarily immigration, but people, because we know nations change names and populations have been removed and inserted and people have been mixed, but like there's a driving there's a driving there's just a dominant part of man that just wants to explore and not be tied down by the land of his fathers. You know? You should talk with Jim Bob or Officer Tatum about it, BG. Why Officer Tatum though? The Officer Tatum part kind of threw me. I don't know why the fuck I would talk to that nigga about anything. All he gonna do is tell me to become a cop. Fuck wrong with obey cop and nigga Officer Tatum. You can't talk to Officer Tatum. It's just certain people, they just stuck doing what they do. They don't never branch out. They don't venture into other things. Some people get comfortable. And then some people they move away. It's no different like the whole immigration shit I was just talking about. It's no different like some people will grow up Catholic or Protestant, and then as they get older, the religion or faith of their parents, they kind of move away from it. And their parents want them to come back, but they done became Orthodox now. They done became Catholic. They became Protestant. They became something else other than what their parents were. So that's how I look at the immigration thing. That's why I'm saying I understand it from both perspectives. I don't mean to. It's just I put myself in other people's shoes, and when I do that, I understand the ordeal, you know. But there's people, they don't want to. They just learn something else, or they feel like there's another opportunity over there, so they leave all that behind and they go over there. Everyone moved to Colorado, home. Who the fuck? Oh, it's a June bug. Fucking June bug. 8-town stomp that ass. Come here. Come here, home, you little custer. Come here, custer. On 55th, keep it hood neighborhood. Yeah, I had to loke up on that little nigga right there. He tried to bite my neck. Y'all ain't see that nigga. But yeah, man, so that's how I look at it, man. I understand both perspectives. No, JB is not black. Who the fuck is Jim Bob? Is black? I mean, shit. I'm from Ireland, so listen, you be anything you want to be today. For real. Owen said he's calling his special BB unpasteurized. No, he didn't, but that's some shit he would do after hearing me say it. That's some shit he be biting. He bite off people. He'd try to eat off my plate like that. Yeah, he'd do some shit like, but I know he did. I know good and hell well he didn't. Nah, that's the name of my special. Nah, nigga, he need to. Nah, his shit. I think he said, yeah, Noble Savage. The nigga's not Savage or Noble, so I don't know. Me personally, my internet persona is Savage and not Noble at all. I don't know how you gonna do a little. His shit is the Noble Savage. Nah, nigga, Noble Homo. Yeah, that shit should be called the Noble Homosexual. Fuck out of here. Ain't nothing savage about that nigga. That nigga's a baby man. Big baby man. Big baby man ass nigga right there. Just dandruff demon ass nigga. Oh, love, there's no more weekends. Ass nigga, you know what I mean? Who else is black? Man, shit, you be black too, Watachi. Shit ain't nothing but a word, ain't nothing but shit. Shit. That should be something else, cause you need somebody like me, and I had the authority to blackenize you people. Like I now dub thee black. And people like, oh, he was white, but yeah, he black now. Yeah. Yeah. Hell yeah, I got put on. You run around like, gang, they like, yo, you black? They be like, hell yeah, I got put on like 3 months ago. I got put on. I got put on the color, cuz. What up? Uh, y'all know, I do. I'm interested in that immigration. Not from the perspective of people talking about immigration today, but the reverse, where people are actually leaving and migrating elsewhere to other parts of the country. Not because they come from war torn. I'm talking about like why Europe, just overall in general, the population is getting old. I was watching a program. A lot of it said the largest white populations outside of Europe, and of course, Canada was like number 3. A lot of people moving to Canada. Um, Mexico, which really didn't surprise me after seeing all the anarchists move there from America. Mexico has a like one of the largest percentages of whites outside of Europe, along with South Africa, Peru. It's another South American country, but I think Mexico and Canada are like the number. They're up there. I forget the number 1 spot, but yeah, people leaving. People leaving. It feel like Europe. Just it feels like the European. A lot of them old as fuck. You know, like people just through the immigration or what. They just like, yeah, this would be a better life out there, somewhere else. I wonder what color grade they use. Nigga, just Europe. The white as in Europe, just all of Europe. And they just like, yeah, nigga, this where they going. Yeah, I want to talk about that. I want to pick like just not even like debate, like just pick a brain on like trying to fit like really getting like the bottom, because we do that. Like I've had, you hear me say I'm Virginia now, but I wasn't when I was young. I was like, yeah, I want to go. Like you want to sow your oat, like you just want to plant the field. You want to, you know, you know, you know. Northumbria. Shout out to Uhtred, son of Uhtred, Earl of Babenberg. Babenberg. All right, what y'all want to talk about? I'm gonna get up out of here. I'm from Europe. There's a lot of things that lead to immigration, mainly money. East Europe goes central. Central goes to America. Have you ever thought about leaving Europe, or that's just something that you like? Why do they come to America? What does America have that they don't have? Like, why would they? I know you said money, but like, is it something people are saying they like? Yo, I can't do it here. I just want to become there. Is it for work? Because a lot of the tech jobs in America are moving to Africa. Bullshit you not. And two, it's low taxes, and I think Microsoft moved to Ireland. Because Ireland, they did the little thing trying to bring people back to Ireland, and they lowered the taxes and whatnot, and did some, some shit. And I think Microsoft is there now, type shit. But a lot of places are going to Africa. Like, there's shit being built up, especially with the Chinese having a hand in a lot of shit. Like, I'm talking about like a lot of jobs and opportunities and like manufacturing and tech and whatnot. Because for one, the labor is cheap as fuck. So it seems like they about to have their own gilded age. America has very good quality of service and high income. People imagine it is still very great country with opportunity. It's weird in Europe to go door to door selling something. Well, it's pretty cool y'all see America like that. I mean, land of opportunity, land of the free, home of the brave, whatnot, woo woo woo. You know, I think y'all just got a different cultural system set up. So where you see somebody going door, I don't really see too many people going. You do have insurance salesmen that go door to door. Um, for I go door to door to get certain jobs. I knock on the door, be like, yo, I'm in the area doing this. You right here, and you look at your shit in the back, all that shit you got back there. Look at that shit. Yeah, I just did your neighbors. Now I'm knocking on your door, bothering you because you got some shit back there that I could be moved. I don't gotta make 2 trips, and you need that shit done. I don't know what you in doing. You answer the door with Cheez-Its on your shirt. Fuck is wrong with you, man? Pay me. I'll move the shit while I'm doing your neighbor. I don't gotta come back here twice. Yeah. My parents and their siblings scooted from Dominican Republic in the 80s. They made a decent living with bodegas and factory jobs and were able to help family back home. Yeah, that's what a lot of that's. Hmm. Well, anyway, I'm moving back to Ireland because they're calling for the diaspora to come back. What else I'm gonna do? So there's that. All right, what else y'all want to talk about? I mean, it feels from outside that in America it's more acceptable to try to sell something socially. I just don't know what that is. I just don't know of too many American jobs where they go door to door selling things. I feel like no one does that for real. Like on a large scale, like maybe how you in Europe are thinking about it. Um, America is huge. North America is. North America is pretty fucking big. It's a lot of diverse terrains, a lot of diverse jobs. The job market diverse as fuck. Um, Certain boundaries just been pushed to the point where you can squeeze in there if you know what you're doing. And then two, it's not, you can kind of bribe your way into certain things. It's not like a do-good nation where everybody's just, I gotta obey and conform, like Finland and Scandinavia in general. Everybody's an Eileen up there. Gotta conform and look, ain't taxes. You gonna have a lot of loopholes in America that you can exploit. You know, so I feel like Oh darn, we finished watching Jury Duty too. I was not expecting the end. I didn't know. I seen in the beginning it was like everybody's an actor except for him. I didn't know what the fuck that meant. I was wild. I was like, yo, that's Scott from X-Men though. So I didn't know. I'm not gonna spoil it, but yeah, that shit was crazy. I don't know if it was real, if that was like a real thing, or it was just a show within a show that they were doing for the camera. But he knew, but he was supposed to act like he wasn't. Or if it was real, like he really did jury duty, thinking that they just wanted to document the life of an American on jury duty, and he didn't know everybody else was an actor. I kind of just spoiled it though. But yeah, I didn't see that coming. It was dope. It was decent. I ain't even gonna hold. I think he figured it out. Yeah, midway through. I don't even think it was a part of the show. I think he knew, but just for the show's sake, he wasn't supposed. Unless that was genuine, he really didn't know he was the only person that wasn't an actor. And his shock at the end was genuine. He was like, "For real? You're not really a judge? Like this shit not even." When the judge told him that, I was like, I'd be mad as hell. The judge was like, yeah, I'm not a real judge. I would have been like, oh, hell no, I'm fighting somebody. Then he was like, yeah, for your service, we're going to give you $100,000. I was like, hell no, I'm going to hug everybody. I'd do that shit for 17 days for $100,000. Hey, he made $100,000 doing that. I'd have been like, hell yeah. Yeah, he was overly nice. I mean, he helped the one girl and the dude soak. Like, who does that? Yo, that's some weird shit. Like, oh darn, you'll never catch me helping somebody soak by jumping on the bed while he just laid up in the joint planking. Nah, fam, what type of shit is that? They be like, yo, home, what'd you do while you was at jury duty and whatnot? I helped this one dude soak in this broad that I ain't even, he just met, They're like, how the fuck you help? I was jumping on the bed because he couldn't thrust. So I had to jump on the bed. So then I'd be like, damn, dude, you're just like weird. Like, you were a party to that? Like, yeah, because I'm nice. They'd be like, nah, nigga, you're kinky. That's what the fuck you are. I'm not helping you soak because you don't want to have sex before marriage. So you want to exploit the loophole by soaking. That's what the dude did on the show. I was like, hell no, you're weird. I'm not going to help you have sex that's not considered to be sex by jumping on the bed because you can't thrust. I knew something was going to pop off when Shawty came to the door with her monkey titties out. Yeah, she had monkey titty was low and sad and the nipple was hard. I was like, oh hell no. There's some wild shit about to happen. That's what I said, oh darn. I was watching this shit. I was like, oh darn, got me watching this freak nasty shit right here. There's some wild shit going on. He was jumping on the bed. It was just slick though. It was slick. I ain't even gonna hold. Pay for it. What the fuck? Yeah. Oh darn. You know, oh darn be recommending the weird shit, right? Yeah. It was soaking. I lifted O'Darn's recommendation ban, so he can now recommend stuff. He now free to recommend stuff. He could, stuff. It's decent. Like little ones. What up, Lily Gross? I got you too. What the fuck she? Yeah, Lily Gross, I got you. You don't need you say less. A little something at least, you know what I mean? And Lily Gross, you don't know what's up. How about that strike, BG? What strike? Yeah, you already know. I'm gonna get with you later today. You know, I don't know what strike you talking about. BG looking like a cult leader. Duh. Fucking mean. Yeah, y'all think I'm playing. I'm a cult leader. I'm gonna be the only cult leader with people in the cult are gonna be accused of being in the cult. And the people accusing the people of being in the cult are gonna look to the accuser and be like, I'm in the cult. Yeah, you got me. You know, people in cults, they deny the fuck out. No, no, no. They're like, my people, they be like, hell yeah, I'm in a cult like shit. Now check out this watermelon patch right here, son. The big homie got a watermelon patch. I'm in the apartment complex. Got a watermelon patch jumping in the, taking up space in the living room, dining room. This only a 1 bedroom and there's 3 of us in here. My roommates hate me. We sharing this 1 bedroom. There's 3 roommates and 4 dogs. 1 Saint Bernard, 1 Cane Corso, 1 German Shepherd, and 1 Rottweiler. And I just, the whole, my watermelon patch, yeah, I got fertilizer in it. Fruit flies all over the place. Because the soil was contaminated, right? But hey, I got that watermelon patch jumping. Yeah, my shit jumping right there on the 3rd floor. Hell yeah. Yeah. I make her Yahoo, but she won't give me a Google. I don't know what the fuck that. What? I've been boiling brisket since BG doesn't provide me with oat. The one dude who was supposed to hit me up, he never hit me up. You think Samson really had power from his damn hair? I mean, that what it say? I don't think it was from his hair. It was a source. This shit came from the Most High. Nigga just said he was just set apart from the time he was a baby. Like he was set apart from the time he was in the womb. He was like, yeah, he was a Nazarite. Like the angel of the Lord came down. His mom was in a fucking field, weed whacking the perimeter. Right? The angel of the Lord came down. It was like, yo, Porter, man, I don't mean to bother you a little bit, but you're gonna have a baby, just a little tight, with little baby arms. Gonna be a little Nazarite from birth. Never cut his hair, no grapes. Is going to be set apart to the Lord. I do tell you, that's a nice She was like, oh, that's a nice tunic you have. Thank you. I just had this fashion. It's the latest fashion up in heaven. Quite thank you. You're a little bit polite, aren't you? You're a polite bloke. You know. So she's like, well, we name it. You name the baby Samson, because that's the name that was chosen for you. Just name him Samson. He's gonna come out, he's gonna be adorable. I don't know, I quite sound like the guy from Get Him to the Greek, but I'm talking like him, but I'm not quite sounding like the angel of the Lord probably would have sounded. Not if he was from, you know. So then that when Samson's mom ran in the house, told the man, she was like, well, yeah, woo, woo, woo. I just seen the angel of the Lord came down in all his glory, woo, woo, woo. It was like, yeah, he had a baby. And then when she had a baby, she was like, yo, don't drink wine. It was like, all talk, don't drink wine. And don't cut his hair from birth. Little baby, adorable baby Samson came out just like how the angel of the Lord said he would be. He was like, wah, wah. You know, they had to burp the baby. The baby back was getting patted because it was a strong back baby. So the baby was just strong as fuck, grabbing shit. So they had to, they was like, let's try. As Samson, he got a little older. He got a little trouble. He was strong as fuck. He was on some Hercules. That's where they get the Hercules run kind of job like that. He was just strong. This time, that you had a nation and another nation, they was beefing. So of course you're gonna have like the Canaanites were still a factor, but the Philistines were moving in. They call them Palestinians now. The Philistines, they started moving in. So now you got the Hebrews. They got active beef with the Canaanites. That's the people, the original inhabitants of the land. Now they got beef with the Philistines. So the Philistines was moving in, making a name for them. They was out like this. So you got the Philistine right there. They did like that. So Samson was like, what? He said, take the what and lead the what? And the Philistine, they was like, oh. So they caught that nigga slipping right there. They was like, tsh, tsh, tsh. So Samson just ducked that shit. So then that when Samson, he was like, yo, you don't need a weapon and shit. So the Philistine dude was like, oh, get into the crate, just a little bit of marmalade. So that when Samson was like, nigga, say less. So he grabbed the jawbone of an ass, because that was the only thing that was laying the fucking around. So he took this jawbone of a fucking donkey and said, you come here. And then nigga came out like Ip Man. It was like 10 of them. He said, I want 10 of them at first. And then it came out, he was like, oh, the Philistine dude. He was like, and then Samson just started knocking Bama's out. Fuck you mean? Nigga, every time Samson hit one of the Philistines with the jawbone of the donkey, that shit made that sound. You! He hit one nigga with a combo. That shit was Dragon Ball Z. Knocked out like 18,000. He beat 33,000 people up with the jawbone of an ass, right? So they was like, yo, the Philistines, they was like, yo, this nigga a problem. So then when he seen the lion, the dead lion shit had honey in it, he was like, yo, you're not supposed to eat anything like from dead flesh and shit. So he was like, whoa. There's just honey in the carcass and shit. So he came in there, he had his teeth, he had locks too. Niggas would be like, if it was locks, it was just a tangled fucking mess. Or if it was dreadlocks. No. Doesn't really fucking matter at this point. Because that's what the fuck this drink said they would come from. If nigga came in, they be like that when Delilah. The Achilles heel of that nigga, Delilah. Hey, they be sitting up there talking like he was a stupid nigga too. Talking about, oh, yeah, laid up in that joint. When you supposed to bust the nut of clarity. Not the nut of stupidity. Once you bust Delilah, you supposed to be like, oh yeah, I'm tripping. I gotta get the fuck up out of here. Like, you not even a Hebrew. My people gonna trip. Woo woo woo. But Delilah was on. She was like, yeah, just tell me. They was pillow talking. That's when you really fall for a jank and you just get the pillow talking. So Samson was just laying there. Delilah was playing in his hair and shit. It feel real good too when you just lay there and a woman just playing your hair kind of. Oh, you don't know how to explain unless you got locks or something. And she was all like, why are you so strong? Y'all like playing. He was like, man, I'm strong because you already know I eat my Flintstone gummies and shit. So then that's when the Philistines, they kicked in the door. They took the bottle of Flintstone gummies that he had on the nightstand. Cover the Flintstone gummy. So after they commandeered the paraphernalia, that's when they yoked his ass up. You're coming with us. But Samson was like, psych. So he just beat up the whole guard detail, right? Shit was epic. So then that was, she came there and she was like, yo, I ain't gonna hold you on that shit. She was like, yo, dude. So he busted a nut again. They was laying on the bed. She was playing in his hair. Got an iron river shit. Like, it's just like it's source of your power, you know. It's like it's source of your power. Shit. He was like, yo, it's my hot top sneakers. She was like, the Converse? He was like, yeah. So they was just like, really, nigga? And he was like, hell yeah. I'm for real this time. They was here. They came in that bit, the guard came in there and commandeered the nigga sneakers and shit, right? So he was just laid, he was getting drugged out. They was like, we got him. We finally got him. So once he got out there, that's when Samson just, oh yeah, I'm about to get cracking on you niggas. One nigga started to slowly get up. It hurt. Samson said, that's when Delilah, she was all like, man, stop playing with me. And she was like, I got the poom poom good. You know the poom poom good. I don't know what the fuck was going on. Like, she had magical pussy. It's either that or that nigga was extremely retarded. She was just laid up after he bust that nut of clarity. Which wasn't really a nut of clarity. It was the nut of stupidity. So then that he was like, yeah. You know, she was playing with his hair and shit. Shit must have been extra wet that day. I don't know. You know. She was like, yeah, just tell me. Woo. You know, he must have got it in a different position that day. He must have hit it from the front, the back, the sides. It must have been some freaky contraption that he was hitting blowing her back out of it. So he busted nut. But laying there, you know how you lay there after you finish and you sweating? You know they ain't had no fans back then. They ain't had AC. It was hot as fuck. So you know a normal man gonna be like, bitch, if you don't get off me right now. So he's just laying there. She like, yeah, what's the source of your power? So he finally told her. I don't know if it was the marmalade on rye. I don't know. You know, he was like, yeah, you know, my hair. Y'all like, they will have my hair, y'all. So then when the guard, the guards, she was like, you get him. And the guards was like, nigga, fuck you. Turn the throttle down. Yeah. So then when they went and got to get the guards. And they're like, guards, go in there and get him. The guards was like, nigga, we are not going in there again. Like, my cousin was on the last detail. That nigga not even with us no more, cuz he got beat upside the head with a ramen noodle. Like, I seen that, you know, the guards wasn't really trying to go in there, even though this was true. You know, you had one guard, he was like, nigga, you want me to go in there and fuck with Samson? After Delilah's false testimonies, I seen my cousin that was on last guard detail get lit up with the end of a pencil. Yeah, that nigga's no longer with us. We had to bury that nigga yesterday. I'm not going in there fucking with him. So when they went in there, they had one, he was brave as fuck. He was like, nigga, I'm Braveheart like shit. So he was like, I go in there. So his homie went in there. They was like, all right, he going and I going. So they went in there, woo, had the scissors hopped out on that nigga. Chop that bitch. Samson was like, what? What the fuck? He was like, immediately I felt the power. Samson went from this to this. Nigga. Why my feet hurt all of a sudden? The ball of my foot, my ankle hurt. Did I roll my shit? So Samson, he was just leaving. Chop his ass, chop. Yeah, they chop like that. They had that chop something. They cut that shit down to the scalp. You hear me? Had that nigga looking like Andrew Tate before he went to prison. He came out there, they drug his ass out, right? They came out there. You seen the Batman Forever movie? When you seen what's his name? Bane from Batman Forever, when he unplugged Bane from that machine and he got small, was like, oh, I need help now. So he came out there, he went in Samson, he came out looking like Betty White. So they drug his ass down there. They was like, we got him, we fucking got him. So then you know the Most High was up there like, this nigga, gosh, can you believe this nigga? It was like, you know, it was an angel up there just sweeping up, like, I don't even want to get into it. Oh, this shit crazy right there. I ain't even gonna comment on that bit right there. You know, Lucifer was somewhere like, damn, I ain't know he was really gonna do this shit. I ain't, you know, I just said a little temptation. I ain't know he was really gonna do that. Like, I didn't even know. Like, you can't, don't blame that on me. Like, that shit crazy, right? So Samson, dumbass, he just strung up on pillars and shit, right? So you got the Philistine, you got everybody from all over, they just throwing shit at him, right? Throwing tomatoes at him. Yeah, yeah. Cussing him out, talking shit about his mama in the farm that he grew up on. Fuck his mama, fuck his dad, fuck his son. Yeah, we hate him. So they just, so then Samson, he was laid up on that bit like that. He hung like that. He had the Andrew Tate before Andrew Tate went to prison. His shit wasn't splotchy. They finished the job. They scalped that nigga. Then they polished his shit too. Not only did they cut Samson's hair, they shaved it bald and polished it. His shit look like an 8-ball. This shit look, you know, when the 8-ball ain't quite go in that corner pocket, that like that bit. He was just hung up on it bit. So he said a little silent prayer. You know, the Most High was up there like, I really shouldn't. I shouldn't even do this shit that I'm about to do, right? I should. I'm gonna do it though. Nah, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Like, cause the nigga was tripping, right? Nah, I'm gonna go ahead. It's gonna be, you know, show niggas my glory one last time and whatnot. Go on, give him some zip. Then when that nigga Samson, his shit started growing back, and the Philistines, they stopped drinking and being married and just looked and was like, oh shit. That nigga Samson shit went from 1 inch to my shit. Nigga he was back to this. He went from this to this. The Philistines was like, get out, everybody run! Samson was like, nope! And brought that whole shit down. And then that's the end of the story. Shout out to Samson, he died. He brought everybody down with him though. Yeah, so that's what happened. Where did everybody go? I got one more question. And that's how it happened. Go read your Bible. I ain't even gonna hold you. I ain't even gonna hold you. That's what happened. Shit was crazy. I think I'll let it go. Look like another love TKO. That's the song that played immediately after too. It looked like another love TKO. Like, shit. It's a technical knockout right here. You know, Delilah was somewhere like, damn, my pussy just got a lot of people killed. I need to go into hiding. She's like, I had beguiled this nigga. What's the over-under bet in months before Watachi admits he was wrong and says, sorry, BG. Man, you know, Watachi got old man with he on the pot, and then if he do, Watachi gonna have that old man apology where it's not even an apology. That shit don't even be an apology. You ever been apologized to by an old man? They don't apologize, but it's an apology. That shit is that old man energy right there, man. I tell you why you want me to apologize to these people that they're absolutely younger than me. I tell you what, I'm gonna just go ahead and move on. That's how they apologize. They just move. They just. I tell you, I'm sorry, Barricade Garage and O'Darn, calling you a liar and calling you both a bunch of bitches. My apologies. I'm sorry. Yeah, that'll never happen. He just gonna move on and talk about some other shit. That's how they apologize, man. That old man shit right there. Yeah, they do that. Yeah, shout out to the old men out there, man. That's pathetic, man. I mean, I hear you, old darn. I ain't even, you know, I ain't want to get into it first. But Tachi just like dragged me in it because you, old darn, aka best friend. So he was like, yeah, by proxy, Barricade Garage a bitch too because you know, woo woo woo. BG don't give anyone false hope. See, that's that old man apology right there. That what that was. Yeah, tell him what have to move on. It's like squeezing water out of rock, man. For the sake of everybody else in here, I don't talk about this shit. You know? Because I got a watermelon patch to maintain. You know? I got my little watermelon patch going. Whatever the case may be. Woo, woo, woo. You know, you should see it. I got one sugar baby. The rest of them are regular. They regular as fuck. They the size of my fist. You know? I got a tomato. My whole fucking tomato, I'm about to get on some Owen Benjamin shit with the tomato. You know, I ain't got time for that other shit. Just being I'm gonna start collecting donations for my tomato. Some chickens. Somebody's like, "Did you stay with your chickens?" I don't have chickens. I don't have chickens. I don't know why people think I'm a homesteader. I'm not a homesteader. I don't homestead. I don't farm. I have a watermelon patch. That's it. That's all I do. I weeded the whole garden this morning. That's why I came on here sweaty. Not with the fox in the yard. Oh, hell no. Nope. You ain't gonna have no chickens with no fox in the yard unless you coop them up. I don't want chickens anyway. I don't want chickens. I'm really not a pet person. My garden takes about 2 weeks to weed. I mean, I knocked my shit out this morning. And listen, man, your shit take 2 weeks, man. Shout out to you. I did my whole. I just went ahead and I was getting bit up too. I had the spray. I was spraying the mosquitoes. They yeah. Yes, and the mosquitoes were wilding on me this morning. I just had to work through it. I had to work through it. I don't know what time of the day where there's less mosquitoes out. So I just came out here this morning before the sun. Maybe they're not out as much when the sun is directly on. I don't know. But yeah, you gonna get bit up. That shit not weeding the garden isn't fun. I don't give a fuck how many people just weed the garden because they're out with nature and the nature worshiper people. And then just be nature because and you got dirt in your foot and then you're connected to God. Like no man, fuck all that, son. I ain't trying to be weeding the fucking garden, son. That shit make you not even want to do this shit. All them fucking weeds, man. Them shits pop the fuck up like, I'm back! I am back! You couldn't get rid of me! Like, man, this nigga right here, the weeds grow quicker than anything else, too. They just pop up. They'll be there. One night you go to bed, you look, nothing. You go back out of bed tomorrow, I am here and I am proud. Hear me roar. You be like, this nigga right here. Especially like for little organic farmers and homesteaders or garden people, whatever the case is. Like you spraying like that shit, man. Use mulch, wood chips to help with weeds. Man, that shit don't eradicate. That shit don't help. No, that's what I did. Hey, you follow me. You follow me on Instagram. You follow me on YouTube. I did that. Nigga, the weeds power through. And I had to weed the watermelon patch even though I got plastic down. Because they started popping up through the edge. I'm here! They come through the edge. I had pulled weeds out the watermelon patch because they was growing that by the watermelon. Not as much as the bed I got mulch on, but yeah, weeds don't give a fuck about you having mulch on your shit. Fuck wrong with you? They gonna show up. The weeds show up to show out. I've heard it helps, haven't tried it myself. Well, I've tried it, I've documented it. You seen me put mulch on my garden beds. It may help, but not by much. Not by much. They coming. But I got my shit looking at it's doing good. I got it. Just one by one, like 3 hours. 3 hours worth of work is all the weeds. And you gotta pull this shit one weed at a time too. That's like one weed. So it's labor intensive. Right there. On the bright side, lots of weeds means healthy soil life. For real, I feel like that's not true. Weeds grow anywhere in anything. If you take a shit, I feel like weeds, yeah. The boring beetle, the squash borer beetle got one of my squash plants. I checked it, the beetle was at the root. And it worked its way up inside and it was just like a larvae in that bitch. And I seen like two adults crawling out of it, so that bitch gone. So I pulled the squash that was on it. My other one, the zucchini, doing okay. I got another squash that's doing okay. Yeah, man, so that's how we rocking. I don't have no dandelions. Farming is hard. That's why not everyone can do it. Don't use, and that bitch hard as fuck. You going that bitch farm? You talking about farming, man? Good luck. You got a lot of small farms, and they don't even feel like it's worth it no more. Cause you got big farm. There's such thing as big farm. Yeah, big factory farm, big farm. Man, they like, man, fuck all that organic shit, nigga. I'm spraying. Nigga, your shit, and you be right next to them, your shit get crop dusted too. Like they crop dusting shit. They don't play that shit. Like the farms is feeding America. Man, they spraying, son. I think Americans are not only out of touch with where their food comes from, but who grows it. I think a lot of people, when they think of the farms, they think of like the old time with the dad in overalls and he got like 8 kids and they got like 100 acres. They think those people are feeding America. They think those people are responsible for the stuff in the grocery store. When 98% of the stuff in the grocery store comes from those Omega farms. Like I'm talking about shit like what Bill Gates got going on. The type of shit a lot of people don't want nothing to do with farms. Um, a lot of the smaller farms, like they supplying shit locally, but the money just isn't there. But it's a generational thing. Yeah, they local, but as far as contracts and shit, nah. And then too, you gonna have a lot of moral farmers that you're not even gonna know nothing about because they not making money and they not in the stores because they're not up to code, they're not up to spec. The government gonna send somebody out to survey your land and then check your crop and then see how much you're expected to get, and then they'll pay you accordingly. Sometimes depends on what type of setup you got on how you get paid with what you farm. And that's why they only focus on like 1 or 2 crops. You know, some of them they just gonna be doing soybean and wheat, and some of them they just gonna be doing it. They gonna be doing that. Some of them, but if you just on a farm and you got blight 1 year, the government not paying you for that. Depends on what setup you got. But if you don't have government on your side, then man, you out back. You just did all that hard work for nothing. Your crop died, nigga. The aphids out here in full force. Whatever it is, it's a lot of headache. That's why you see a lot of farmers. They was alcoholics. Like they just be drunk as fuck. They drink like shit. Shit, man. That's a hard life, man. People really think that shit cookies and bubbles. Like people really think farm life is what they see on the internet right now, with the family just out there, just like I mean, you know. And you have smaller farms, by small farm I mean like 100 acres or so, something like that. Like Stony Ridge Farm, he got like 150 acres. But like the big shit, they really put food in the stores that like 95% of Americans eat, man. That shit come from the other farmers, nigga. Big factory farm, and big farm taking out little farm. You hear me? You ain't got government on your side, nigga. You go ahead and turn down that government money, but man, shit. You ain't gonna have a safety net when your product die, your produce ain't doing too good. Or, you know, you do the rancher thing too. You just ranching. Say you got so many cows, and a dairy farming seems to be like the way to go for real. Cause dairy farming, that shit just top notch. You gonna need employees. That shit really is not. You gotta deal with cows, and that shit not all it's cracked up to be. For real. Big farm sound like a rapper. Fat farm, nah. Big farm, nigga. People don't believe in big farm. Little farm does, but man, big farm, that shit something else, man. That shit not moral and righteous and all the other shit. Like, nah, people are sick of that shit. They the ones really putting food in the grocery stores. That's big farm, big factory farm, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Like a lot of your local farms, they not really tapped in. Like talking about, they just be exporting shit everywhere. So that a lot of their stuff is gonna stay local, or it's gonna stay within the community. But as far as who's feeding America and keeping America, like, man, that big farm. Big farm. Big ranch. Big cattle ranch. Man. Freedom ain't free. Hell no. I'm native and don't need any kind of license to hunt or fish in Virginia. You for real? So I know you try that shit, you somebody else, and you out there, bitch, and you get caught slipping by the game warden. Yeah, like, yeah, what's in the cooler? Yeah, sometimes they don't just be pulling up on you, like, but like if you, it's shit like random, like you just somebody like, hey, what's up, man? You like, yeah, what's in the, that's your license for salt water and fresh water. And you gotta get your shit. I mean, it's people that do it though. You can do it, but you know you might get pulled over. One YouTuber got rolled up on by the game ward. Man, they be checking that check. It's not every day though. Like you can do it, but some people like, man, it's just as you get older, you just want to make sure your shit straight. So you don't even gotta deal with the bullshit if somebody pull up on you. Like you be out there fishing, minding your business, and you ready to pack it up, and it's like, yeah, yeah, let's see that, like yeah. You done? Oh, you're adorable. Cause I am parched.
Hi, everybody. Start doing different parts of the hall. It made such a huge difference. You show them all the weeding you did?
Yeah, I got it right there.
I didn't get to hear any of it because the pressure wash was too loud.
It looked good too. You did a good job. Oh, can you hand me that control arm too? Can you go there and hand me that BMW control arm? It's right there by that Harley tree. Just hand me one of them. It ain't heavy. Hey, I want to tell the people something. Come on, love. It's right there. Look on the right hand side of the grill. Y'all gonna see this control arm. Man, fuck this BMW. Right there. You can't miss it. That dumbass control arm. That bro, that dumbass. I hate BMW so much. This is the simplest, most destructive, most that build BMW. That shit is a threat to our democracy. Right there by the tree. By the tree. That shit a threat to our democracy, son. Not worried about that shit. People's like, oh, you work on BMW? People trying to get me in the garage and shit. They're like, oh, you work on. No. Don't even worry about it. Yeah, man, that Not everyone can be cool like Merch and drive BMW. I don't give a fuck who drives BMW. Do you work on it? I can't. I'm gonna cut out. Don't even worry about it. Man, do that nigga do Merch work on his BMW? Oh, I ain't trying to hit then. That shit don't impress me. Man, fuck all that. This shit so simple. Man, y'all gonna see this control arm and be like, yo, it's so simple. You gonna see it on the video, like it's right there. Man, that shit, man, is hell. Yeah, I'd rather do the water pump. I'd rather do something on the engine. Like, for real. I'd rather take the intake manifold off and put the... Look, the shit right here, the boot, you can see the boot was ripped right there. This the arm. This is the control arm. It's called the front lower forward control arm on the BMW X5 from 2007 to 20. They still make them like this. It's the same thing from like 2003 on the X5s. It's the front lower forward control arm. You see that ball joint that go in the steering spindle, the boot rip. So what happens when you have a tear in the boot and dirt gets in there, it starts wobbling out the socket hole. And what happens with that is when you go to brake, your vehicle will shake. It'll be like a slight shimmy. And you'll think it has something to do with the brakes, but it's actually a combination of this bushing, this worn out, and this ball joint. This is the front lower forward control arm. Not only is this bitch expensive, but I ain't even gonna hold you. You see it, 2 bolts. Man, that shit took me like 6 hours. No bullshit. The first thing, no real shit. Like real shit, like nigga. And it's not even that, it's just what you gotta remove to get to it. Right? So you're gonna have people, if you go to the BMW dealer and you just need that part replaced, they're gonna charge you like $1,200 to replace. At the BMW dealer, you're looking at a minimum of $1,200 to replace this. And I see why. I see why. I feel like it's a fucking retarded design. But it's not even the arm, getting the arm out. It is, but you gotta remove like the CV axle. First, let me tell you. Okay. So the other arm is not like an A arm. It's not doing this shit here. It's not the A style throwing up this shit, right? You got independent links that form the control arm for the suspension. So you'll have the other control arm is connected to the strut and then connected up to the chassis, and then it goes to the steering spindle. It goes inside with the ball joint. So that was good. The front one just goes from the chassis to the steering spindle. You got to remove the CV axle in order to pull it out. I wasn't trying to do that. It's a way to get it in there, but you got to freak it. You can do it. I got it in there without removing it, but I went to remove it to make my life easier. I went to remove the CV axle. The CV axle nut, it's a 36 millimeter 12 point. You're gonna need a deep 36 millimeter 12 point socket. All right, get you a 1/2 inch impact wrench. Don't be out there bitch with a breaker bar. Nah, get you an impact wrench, son. Real shit. But before you do that, to try to remove the axle nut, you're gonna need a propane torch. To clip the axle, the BMW axle nuts on these X5s, they have wings on them and they're notched. So you can't just impact it off because it has stops to keep it from backing out. And that shit was rusted. I'm talking about, like, I tried to chisel it. I'm sitting there for like 2 hours trying to bang just the tab up. That axle nut, bro, that shit not in, that shit, I felt like a monkey trying to solve a small problem. Real shit. So I'm just sitting there, I'm attacking it different ways. That's really what took so long, trying to move the axle nut. So I finally said, man, fuck it. I didn't even remove the axle nut on one side. When I got to the other one, I was able to knock them off with some heat. You gotta hold the torch on there for like 5 minutes. Unless you got a MAP gas. I was using propane. You use MAP gas, you probably be a little bit less, 2 minutes. So I got that bitch off. Then the CV axle, the splines, them bitches was just rusted to the shaft. So I couldn't, I was sitting there with a hammer trying to bang that bitch back. Back up! Back up. So that bitch was like, oh. So I got the hammer in that bitch right on the back. The CV axle going through the spline shaft of the spindle. Back up! Back up! I'm at that bitch like, I don't even give a fuck at this point. I'm hitting the car. Back up! You hear me? Back up! Back up! Back up! Nigga, I'm striking that bit, right? I'm like Samson with the jawbone of an ass at this. Back up! I don't even give a fuck, nigga. I'm throwing my body into it. Back up! So I'm hitting that bitch, right? That bitch is not coming. It didn't even budge. That shit looked at me and laughed. So I'm just sitting there like, so like hour 4 or 5, I'm just like, fuck it. So I had to reposition myself under the vehicle. I had that shit supported on hella jacks because I kept thinking about the Harbor Freight jack stands and the cars just falling on people because the jack fell. So I had to angle this ball stud into the steering knuckle from every which angle. I had to make this shit work. Man, that shit kicked my ass, but I got it, it's in there. And it fixed the issue. I knew it did because I diagnosed it. I took a long pry bar, 24-inch, took the wheel off, and I put it up against the chassis, and put the other one up against the jack. And I was moving it, and I could see the ball stud just doing this. And what happens when the front lower forward control arm on the BMW, when the bushing or ball stud goes out, the #1 symptom is shaking while braking. That's what that is. It's that bushing at the chassis or the ball stud at the steering spindle, aka steering knuckle. So I got that bitch. You got that bitch. Yeah, I don't give a fuck who do BMW. I don't give a fuck, man. Nigga, do you work on that shit? That's what impresses me. But yeah, the ball stud, the nut that was on the ball stud for the front lower forward control arm, all that shit, a 27mm 12-point socket. You gonna need your Allen sockets, your Torx sockets, and you're gonna need your 12-point sockets if you want to work on that European shit. Like if you want that German shit, yeah, Mercedes and Audi and BMW, yeah, go get you some deep and shallow 12-point sockets, 1/2-inch and 3/8 drive. Then go get you a good set of Torx sockets. Don't get the chrome ones. Them bitches gonna bust. They gonna shatter if you put any type of torque on them from an impact wrench. Get the ones that are black. They're made of a softer metal that won't deform but won't shatter under high torque values. And then you're gonna need your Allen wrenches. Get your fucking Allen wrench sockets. I'm telling y'all some real shit. Like I do this shit. So I definitely need, no, torque, not torque bits. Torque bits are for like impact drivers, little screwdrivers with attachments. So get the Torx sockets. Female and, get the female and male. Because you're going to need the inverted ones too. I'm telling you some real shit, man. You need a whole different set of tools to work on that European, work on that German shit. But I do the shit. I knew what we was in for when I got this shit. But, you know, it is what it is. I don't just have shit just to have it so I can be cute. Nah, I actually work on shit. I do everything myself. And to be honest, my Chevy Silverado has given me more problems than the BMW. My Chevy is a true diesel. Shout out to Tamra, but I'm about to sell that bitch. I'm about to call Freedom Inc. up and tell him he right. I'm about to just get a Ford. That had that shit got me feeling. I'd be like, damn, dog, this shit needs up, man. That shit, man, I'm telling you this. And then too with the knock sensor, Chevy, what GM did, or Chevy, what Chevy did was they put the knock sensor in a different location. Like after 2007, like 2008 and up, the knock sensor in a different location. Because a lot of people was having problems with it because it's right there in the valley pan. So you gotta take the intake off. So I gotta do that shit, get my shit small ready. So man, that shit is just a pain in the fucking ass. The BMW, all you need is a computer. You get you a little $1,000, $2,000 computer, you good. You could do the brakes, talk to the caliper so you can get the module on there, retract the caliper piston, do all that weird shit. Like that shit is just tech, and it's old tech now, but it's, you know, you get you a little scan to it, man, you good. Man, this shit, man, I got a 2006 Chevy Silverado. That bit in the fucking way. Then too, really starting to rust, like talking about. So y'all might see me with a new truck. That's what I'm saying. I don't really want to get a tractor. Y'all might see me. I might get like a little Ford. Like get like a Ford. Like I like, you know, I'm giving me a 2500 something. Like I'm moving up. Yeah, I'm moving up. You have bad taste in vehicles. I don't have bad. What with the Chevy? Man, I like my Chevy. I'm just complaining, right? Don't mistake me complaining for me really not liking my vehicle. I like my shit. Like it ain't nothing but something to do. I'd be good. You put me in a Ford with a Triton motor on, I'd be good. I'll get the tool that it takes to remove the spark plugs when they break in the hole and all that shit. I don't give a fuck. Shit, I'll deal with lifter tick, motor knock, all that shit, nigga. I'm good anywhere. I'm good with any brand. It doesn't even matter. I am that guy. I do everything. But that being said, I got between the BMW and the Chevy Silverado. The Chevy Silverado has cost me more money and more time in repairs than the BMW. I'm just doing a little comparison. Because people just think BMW and automatically think unlimited issues. Well, true, you keep up with it. Nah. Like you might have a little coolant leak. Like they got I got the V8 motor, so I got the 4.8, and you do like some weird shit. Like when you like the coolant system can get a little tedious. You might end up having to drop the transmission in order to replace this coolant. There's a little hose behind the plate in front of the transmission at the back bottom of the engine that you gotta, there's no way to get to it except for dropping the transmission, like shit like that. And like the starter on the BMW, like that shit, like you gonna be there all fucking day. But as far as like the parts do seem like, you know, but as far as like just unlimited problems, it ain't even like that. Most of that shit you can fix with a fucking computer. You disable certain things, enable certain things, you know, a little fun, like you can interact with all the modules and shit. What year is the BMW? Man, that shit old school. It's a 2010. That shit old school. But yeah, that shit crazy. Yeah, that shit old school. We paid like, we got a good deal on it, so yeah, that shit we cash. We got them niggas straight cash. Your gas burning weed eater is going away. Man, shit, listen. That's why I'd rather deal with a V6 or an inline 6 or a 4-cylinder with the bigger engine bay. Who doing that? Because on them front wheel drive car, they be gonna be that bit transverse mount. That bit. You pop the hood on any model car. Look at that Nissan Alto. That bit transverse mounted like a bit. That bit should be in that bit sitting just like it right here, back up in that bit. You looking at that front wheel drive vehicle, man, that shit gonna have you talking like boom how, I promise you that. It's like, I don't, they be like, why you talk, like, when you start slurring your words, you be talking like, man, I be like that boom how shit, man. You just, when you work on cars long enough, and you just be like, fuck it. Yeah, I came up with new cuss words. Bitch, I came up with new cuss words doing this shit right here, man. This shit was up there with my Chevy Pitman on. You hear me? I ain't playing, man. That's why when you see mechanics, they real irritable. They don't really put up with shit. Like talking about, they don't, like they over this shit. Like that's how I feel. That's why I don't want to go back doing this shit. Inline 6 or bulletproof? No, the hell they got they shit with them like anything else. You just gonna have some people, they're party to a particular engine or manufacturer, and they don't think they shit stink. But somebody else would be like, damn, your shit stink. Shit not bulletproof. Shit, there is a bunch of bullshit. All that shit a bunch of bullshit. You hear me? I don't give a fuck. People be like, well, Ford, and they be like Duramax, and they be like no, they be like Power Strike, and they be like, man, all that. Man, you be like, man, Cummins, man, all that shit gonna give you hell. It's just one of those things where you gotta pick your poison. All that shit. That's why I hate vehicles. And the people like, you're a mechanic, they think I'm supposed to be a car guy. I'm like, no, fuck your car. I don't give a fuck about your car. I hate your car. That's why I didn't want to do this shit. I went to work. I was a fleet mechanic. I didn't want to come home and do this shit. I couldn't record at work. So a lot of things I was doing on my Jeep. Certain people, I take y'all with me when I go do my mobile mechanic thing. I'm working on different things like Chevy Impalas, Fords, Infinities. I was working on Infinities. I was doing different things. Man, but that shit hard when you do this shit at work and then come home and do this shit. That shit take its toll on you. That's why I wanted to do something else. That's really why I dove into making skits like so strong, because I was just sick of this shit. Even though I made some of the best automotive repair content, man, that shit take a toll. That shit, man, yeah, that shit get with you. It get with you. You think Mazda has something to do with Uhura Mazda? I know it does. Of course it does. Shout out to the Zoroastrianism. They got a little settlement in off the west coast of India, where because a lot of them left Iran and went to India. They left Iran because Islam just started taking over in Iran's, like, Islam came in like a wrecking ball just over the whole Middle East. So a lot of them niggas, they went out there, but they Iranians, they Aryan, they on some Uhura Mazda shit. Yeah, that's where the name came from though. Mazda, same thing. I've never personally worked on a Mazda before though. BG car stuff, Scotty Kilmer. I can't do that. I don't give a fuck about y'all cars, man. Alright. I don't give a fuck about cars. People really, they be hitting me up, like, what do you think about mixing and matching rims and wheels and tires and shit? Be like, what do you think? And people be showing me they lifted V. I be like, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. When you get old, when I was young, yeah, man, you get old and you just been working on shit and you just, man, you get sick of all that shit. You don't give a fuck what roses a manufacturer wants you to smell. People like, Ford, nigga, I transcend all that shit. You see me out there with a 2008 Ford F-250 tomorrow, man, I give zero fucks because I know all of it's bullshit. All the shit that's gonna give you some shit. People like, should I get this or get that? I'd be like, is it a Nissan Altima? They'd be like, no. I'd be like, it really don't matter. Just don't get the Nissan Altima. I'd be like, okay. Like, I prefer you not get a Nissan at all. Anything else? Man, that shit a coin toss, son. I can't sit here and be a prophet for your car's sake and just be like, la 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 la. I predict that you'll in 22 days. I can't do that shit. People be like, yo, I'm about to get this Ford Windstar. I be like, go ahead, get it. Go ahead, get it, man. Yeah, I'm over this shit. I know when it's time to bail out though. Some people don't know. But me, I know. Some people just gonna hold on to shit that's pulling them down. Like if I feel something pulling me down, I swear. I see. Like I'm not just about to be a Chevy guy. Even though I'm a Chevy guy. I go get something now. Yeah, shop is so luxurious. Yeah, if you've been doing automotive repair work with a jack and jack stands, and then you're not just going to just feel at home in a shop environment. It's just different. I know for me, I didn't really like it, and I felt weird using the lift. You just get this feeling like, yo, I'm sitting under this vehicle and it could come crashing down on me. And then too, shit get real sketchy when the vehicle on the lift, especially when you're doing suspension work and you really got to tug on that breaker bar, and it feel like when you just sitting there hanging on it, it feel like the whole front of the vehicle is just tipping down, even though it's supported like 6 feet, 8 feet up in the air on the lift, and you just like, oh shit. You're like, yeah, I don't want to do it. Like, shit, it's a different feel. It's some things that a lift makes more difficult. But the vast majority of things, a lift will make the repair go a lot faster. Some people just stuck in their ways. And then too, the shop environment, like when you just, unless you got a lift in your garage, but when you work with other people, other mechanics, that shit can get old, because mechanics are like cats. It's like putting a bunch of cats in a room. Like every mechanic feels like they are the shit. So you got a whole bunch of people in there that, you know, and you may have some people that just kind of borrow your tool without asking, and then shit's always missing, and nothing's ever where you put it back. Man, the fleet mechanic thing, it was different from like a dealership. We didn't have that because it was only like 3 of us, and we all knew each other, and we pretty much shared the shit. Like a dealership mechanic would have looked at our situation, be like, communism, you know. But it's because of the fucking environment, you feel? Like we shared a lot of shit. You know, I had my own shit because I didn't want to use no shared shit. It was like a lot of people, there was a pile right here. Shit was hella organized. And it was like 3 of us, and the shit worked. But when you just got like 18 bays, good luck. And then too, the competition wasn't there because we didn't really feel like we had to outdo each other. Because our main purpose as a fleet mechanic was you work for a company. The courier service, whatever it is, Amazon, anything, your goal is to take care of that type of vehicle. We did Nissan NV 2500s, we did the Dodges, we did the Ford Econolines, and We did the newer Ford Transits. That's it. We weren't working on a variety like civilian vehicles. So that also made it easier. And then our goal was to work on this shit for the company. So if you help me do this, that make us look good. Because the boss isn't saying who doing the best. Nah, it's the team. That's literally us. So he don't give a fuck what's going on. The company paying for all the repairs, for everything, time, labor, the parts. So you not pulling teeth with a customer that can't afford something. So you don't have to go through that shit. You don't just be like, yo, we can't do this aftermarket shit. You're not up there to serve. You don't got the service manager up there doing the fuck out one. You just rolling some random shit in there talking about, yeah, you got an hour to diagnose this. Hurry up. You're like, yo, is the bitch waiting? The bitch out there waiting. You look through the window and she right there clutching her purse looking. Like the bitch looking back. You feel like you don't gotta do that. Because you got drivers. And they're not sitting up there. They put them in another van. They roll the fuck out. You just in there by yourself. I'm telling y'all something. Like the best type of mechanic to be is either a mobile mechanic for yourself or a fleet mechanic. Like the diesel mechanic, like the ones that work on trash trucks. That's good money. And that's where it's at. Like these little shops where anything just roll up in there, man, that shit hell. And it's like an individual base. So if you falling behind, your employer gonna notice because he like, yo, this vehicle been sitting in the bay, and then too, you gonna have a customer, they at the dealer neck, they calling every 15 minutes. Like, yo, my shit done? Like, where my shit at? And it's something that's supposed to have taken you like 30 minutes, but a fastener snap, So now this shit may take a day. Now you got party, and then you got to deal with the parts people. So you work at the dealership, you got to deal with the parts people, son. So you go in, you got to order shit. That when you get shit like, say you need Ford parts. You gonna go there, you gonna get the Motorcraft shit. And that shit gotta come from either a Ford distribution center, the parts distributors, or where they got a driver and you gotta wait on the driver to get there. And he say he's supposed to be there in 30 minutes. Man, that shit take like 4 hours. You ain't on your stop. Like, it's a lot of variables in this shit. So that's why just looking at it, like the best type of mechanic to be is a fleet mechanic, where you're working on a type of vehicle for a company. You could do a good job at it. You and everybody work together because the goal is for the company, not for the customer. And these customers have, yo, you people, a lot of you here, y'all some man, listen, y'all good people, man. Shout out to y'all, but I know some of y'all just ain't shit. When you come, some of y'all just so demand. Y'all expect shit to happen immediately. Y'all drop the shit off and then be 5 minutes later, where's my shit? Man, I'm telling y'all something like yo, you hate, and that's what being a mechanic, you start to hate people. You really start to see we're in the microwave generation. And then people don't want to pay. You be like, oh, it's gonna cause it. People, and then by default, people feel like you out to get them. They feel like you trying to fuck them over. Even though it's not you, the mechanic, talking to, it'd be the service manager, the manager, the employer. They up there talking to the people, and they're putting pressure on you. They make promises to the customer for you that you don't approve. You be like, yo, this shit about to take me like 5 hours. Man, them bitches is out there telling the customer it'll be done in 30 minutes. I bullshit you now. They don't give a fuck about you in that environment. They really don't. Then too, you got unlimited temptation. That Snap-on truck gonna be sitting outside. He just gonna be parked. He just gonna roll up and put that bitch in park. E-brake, and he gonna be in that bitch chilling with headphones on. You gonna be doing the job, you gonna have some weird shit happen. You be like, fuck. You gonna look, it's almost like, it's like angelic. Oh, it's like he right there. And you like, oh my gosh. I know this is not, oh my goodness. And then you gonna find yourself on that truck. You be like, man, go ahead, let me get some crow's feet wrenches, man. This some bullshit here. You know, and then too, your ego get in the way. You know the mechanic right here, he got some shit he not using. You be like, yo, you mind if I use that? But everybody's a fucking cat. So they rather go into debt getting some shit than asking him if they could borrow some. You gotta deal with shit like that, man. It's crazy. Man, that shit crazy. Yo, the only I would never do. I'm not a mechanic. People like, you a mechanic? I'd be like, fuck no, I'm not a mechanic. No. Who? They be like, mechanic, right? I'd be like, who? Where? Bitch, I'm not even a mechanic. I split wood. Yeah, I'm broke. Yeah, I don't work. I make my money live streaming on YouTube. I don't do shit. Fuck no. They be trying to get you. They be like, hell no, I'm a live streamer. They be like, but the trade is big. I be like, man, fuck a trade. I be like, I'm about to be coding shit. I'm about that shit I had you wanting to code. Like, hell no, move over. Get on this keyboard. I'm about to start coding shit. That shit, hey, you wanting to work in Silicon Valley so fucking weird. You gotta deal with people. People fucked up, man. People, the customer fucked up. Customers be fucked up, man. Especially in that line of work. Oh my gosh, man. This shit make my underarm sweat thinking about it, man. That's hard knock, man. Shout out to the mechanics out there, man. Mechanics don't get enough like people be praising truckers and shit. Like they just like, I'll be like, oh niggas be like, the farmers are making sure we stay alive. I'll be like, yo, fam. Like if it weren't for these diesel mechanics and heavy equipment technicians and automotive repair technicians and the people that when your car break the fuck down and you could just take it somewhere and expect to have your shit done immediately, yo, y'all wouldn't be nowhere. Y'all not feeding America. How the fuck you gonna transport the shit? Fuck out of here, man. He'd be on the side. Then you see the 18-wheeler with the hood up on the side of the road on the interstate. They send the dispatchers, the people, they hire those guys because it's easier to pay the mechanic to come out there and try to fix the problem on the side of the road than to get it towed. You gotta get that big bitch towed. That's a hell of a bill. So what the employer gonna do, he gonna be like, yo, wait right there. Somebody gonna pull up on some AAA shit, but he got the equipment with him. Like that, man, shout out to them boys on the side of the road putting that work in, man. That shit's something else. Some of them, man, they be out there. People be working on y'all trash trucks. You know, the people that come get your trash. Man, when them big bitches break down, man, the diesel mechanic, he out there, bitch, man, getting dumpster juice on his face. That nigga got dumpster juice on his face. That nigga, he went to go loosen a boat, he got dumpster juice, he got that big dumbass impact ring. You can have a big one inch impact ring, you just pulling that big bitch. Got a jack for the tire, put that big bitch on that bitch. Then you be sitting there, you see a nigga struggling with putting tires on that bitch. He got two big dumbass pry bars on that bitch. He got one pair of vice grip pliers. He done squeezed them bitches so fucking tight. Have you seen the farmers when they pop a tractor tire out that bitch, and they gotta call the technician to come out and bring a tire, get the tire on that bitch? Yeah, that bitch. You gotta sit out there. Farmers be stuck in the field. I need help, help, help. Farmers be crying like baby. Nigga come out there like, where you at? He be like, yo, I'm down this ravine right here. Then he go out there, bitch, see the tire falling on that bitch. He be like, ah, he on some He-Man shit. Farmers need help, man. Dude, if it weren't for mechanics, y'all wouldn't have farmers. You would just have people homesteading to feed their own families. As far as putting food on the shelves in the stores, that shit would not be a thing. It wouldn't be a fucking thing. Shit'll be feudal as hell out here. Hell no, man. Just go hug a random mechanic. Matter of fact, don't even hug a mechanic because they irritable as fuck. They might take off on you for doing some weird shit like that. They just don't fit. Now I'm playing with y'all, man. But yeah, man, that lower control arm, that just go to show something that looks so simple, and you just judge it, and you just be like, yeah, you give me like, man, it should, think that like that's one line of work where things don't always go as they seem they'll go. You just be like, damn. Sometimes you'll undercharge too. Like if you working for yourself, like I probably would have did that job for somebody like 300-400, but I was out there like 6 hours doing the shit, so I underbid. Um, Cause you go in the shop, a lot of mechanics they making like 150 an hour. Like shop time, you gonna see it. They be like labor $150 an hour. It used to be 125. Some parts you could probably some parts in the country you go, it'd probably be 99 an hour. So you're not expecting to make that, but you like at least average around 100 for your time, and that's book time. That's not the actual time that you out there doing this shit. Cause a lot of jobs you're gonna do quicker than that. And the customer gonna have to understand is because you have experience doing that. And that's what they're paying for, not necessarily the labor time, book time as it's presented, but that mechanic's expertise and experience and his know-how and his skill set and the tools he has acquired over time and uses to get the job done. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of customers don't understand that. They see the price and they're like, damn, you trying to rip me off. And then you do the job and they really don't want to pay because you done did the shit in like 30 minutes. And you like, damn, book time say like 4 hours. And you just like, I do this shit. What you want me to do? Fuck you want me to do? I do this shit. The book, you go by the book, man, and you go to all data, that shit gonna have you remove the transmission and place it somewhere on top of Everest Mountain and then go back and then take the engine out and then take the engine to Nicaragua and then you can get to the coolant line that busts. And he'd be like, man, fuck all that. I can just get to that bit right here. I take the tire off, take the fender line out. I remove the power steering pump on the transverse mounted piece of shit, and I get to that bit right there. That bit take you 30 minutes. And the customer like, you didn't go to Mount Everest. Like, yeah. I watched a YouTube video and he removed the engine and transmission. He was like, man, I ain't gotta do all that shit. I don't even want to talk about this no more. What y'all want to talk about? I got one more question. Long story short, I love splitting wood. Guys, splitting wood is the shit. You can't, I never, where they did you. I love my chainsaw. I be out there be running with chain. I be running my chainsaw. I be like, you be in the woods, it just be you a chainsaw. You get to smell it. The two-stroke, it be do. I love it. I love low spot. I love skid steers. Like I'm on to something else now. I love it. It's way easier. It ain't all easy. Nothing's easy, but everything's easy at the same time. It's just how you approach it, how you attack a problem. Your plan of attack gotta be A1. Then you'll have the mentality of, oh, ain't nothing hard. All this shit easy. It's just some things are easier than others. So once you look at it like that, you're not gonna have a problem doing this shit, and that's going to remove some of the callousness from your heart. But yeah. Yeah, yeah, and then too, a lot of times people that when they talk about trades, they don't even mention mechanics or auto technicians. They'll just roll over the typical, the plumber, the electrician, the HVAC. They're just the carpenter. No one gives a fuck about mechanics. No one. No one get on Benjamin. I can pay some nigger $8 to change my oil. I'm like, everybody's so fucking out of touch. Everybody's so fucking out of touch. But if you take their car away from them so they can't go to their P.O. box or they can't go to their job. A lot of y'all work at the Kroger. Imagine not being able to get to the Kroger. Or they can't run their chore. You know, soccer moms love running errands. Man, take their car away and watch them act a fool. Go ahead. Let them see. Y'all see Vader Jones got her who is it? Got the Beetle, got the Volkswagen sitting in the driveway for a year. Talking about, I wish I could sit in traffic. Yeah, because her shit down. That's how you feel. Yeah, you be like, man, fuck them truckers. I need a mechanic to come out this bitch and look at my shit. I'm having an electrical issue. Yeah, you be in there be like that. I'm telling y'all, man. All right, I'm done. Seeking, yeah, I'm not here. I'm not commenting on that. Do a Crip Mac impression of him as a mechanic talking to a customer. Hell no, I don't feel like doing. I ain't drinking enough water for that. The guy who cuts grass says he got 50 yards a week. Commercial stuff too. He takes winter off. A lot of landscapers, they'll make, like, depending on where you are in the country, you looking at about $120 an acre. So the commercial stuff involving contracts and stuff, that's like a step up from the more residential things. You really gotta have your ducks lined up to do that, and like, yeah, but you're going to enter a different competition pool too, because it's a lot of people putting in bids to get those jobs. But you got you a nice little team, and because when a lot of people start, they're not looking for a team or somebody paid, because the going is slow. It's once you get yourself established that the money just comes in, and you like, fuck, I need to offload some of this responsibility. So you may bring in your nephew and be like, yo, I got this person right here, 26 Jerry Drive, go ahead, cut his yard. I made that shit up. It'd be like, over here on 50 Windy Street, need you to go over there and take care of that, because you doing other shit. Yeah, you be like, yo, there's enough money going around. Some people, but when you starting out, man, that shit hard time hustle. This shit hard time hustle. Especially if you don't have nobody like doing your marketing, and you gotta get out there and you gotta market yourself. You gotta market yourself. People pay attention to advertisements. You know, so but once you start coming in, you do good work, people recommend you. Either the only way to get recommended is if you do good work or you're cheap. Ain't no in between. You either gotta be real cheap or do real good work. And then the people you go work for, they're gonna recommend you. Availability is also a thing too. You'll have a lot of that in the beginning. So use that availability to your advantage. Because when people want something, I told you, this the microwave generation. They want it now. They calling you. If they call you today, that means they want the shit cut today. All that, set up an appointment. Someone be like, all right, let me just call around and see who else. They gonna be like, I think, let me call around. You gonna give them a quote, or you go out there and you do free quotes. I did free quotes. I go out there, bitch. Shit, I'm on the road 20 minutes to deliver a quote to somebody who don't even fucking want me to cut their grass. Because the fucking essays done showed up, and they doing this shit cheaper. Man, but that's life. Shit, no risk, no reward. Shit, I'm putting gas in my shit myself. That shit come out of my pocket. This shit come out of my pocket. That's sometimes what you gotta do, especially when you're not out there. Your name ain't out there. You can't just use your name to get certain places. People will be like, who the fuck is so-and-so? Don't nobody know that. But Scottsguard, Brightscape, Landscape, yeah, they know that. They like, ooh, yeah, mainstream shit. Yeah, but when you start out, you like an underground rapper. Don't nobody know you. Yeah, you gotta drop mixtapes. You putting out mixtapes. You doing free quotes. And I got one more question. Listen. I make my money from YouTube. Um, so I really don't know what the fuck I be talking about. I don't have these businesses. I'm a YouTube babe. I make my money. My wife make the money. I don't work. So take everything I say with a grain of salt. Hell yeah, my woman make all the money. I told women rich today. Women got some shit of money today. It's just that's how the tide done shifted. And for real, I feel like it's easier for women to get a more corporate, high-paying job than it is a man in today's time. Cause man, it just seemed like, and we at that point. Yeah, women still be out there complaining too. Like man, they all making money. They making bread. Shit. They making bread. You Yes, because these companies have to meet government mandated quotas when it comes to employment. It just seems like sometimes, like when I'm out there doing work for somebody, like I notice like the women, like there's more because I'm out there. Like I really be out, I meet people, I wheel and deal, people, I do wood, I do shit, I cut, bro, I do. I'm like a fucking, I'm a Mexican, pretty much. So I see people and I take note of things. It's a lot of them. The majority of women, they're the breadwinners now. And they have like a job that would be considered nonsense 100 years ago, but there's a lot of money in it. It's just the way the work. It's just that's that change shit I'm talking about. You can't nobody stop it. We just reached that age in the industrialized tech, moving to tech, the tech age, where it's like the gilded age for women. Sure. Like I don't even know how to explain it. I don't fucking know. I just know what I see through various groups of people. Like you had a lot of men, they just staying at home breastfeeding now. Like they don't even, they breastfeeding now. They at home with their kids all day. They babysit. They be like, don't stop talking. And then, got the baby right here. Just, you knock on the door and the husband answer the door, burping the baby with throw up on his shoulder. It's like, oh, you're here to cut the swale in the back. Honey, the guy with the skid steer is here. And you finish, honey, can you pay the guy with the skid steer? He got the baby brace on. Honey, can you pay the guy? She come out with a pantsuit. What? Stop fucking calling me. Well, I just put the leftovers in the stove because you weren't coming to dinner. You be like, yo, I'm just trying to get paid so I can roll out like y'all. Hell yeah, more husbands are burping the babies. Man, I ain't even talk about what I really wanted to talk about. I named the stream 666 for no reason. I really don't know what to name my stream, so I just put anything on there. Crip Mac versus Jordan Paul. You really want me to do a Crip Mac impression, huh? BG wants to talk about flat Earth. I don't want to talk about flat Earth. That shit stupid as fuck. I'm no Earth. Fuck a flat Earth. You could talk about carbon. I don't want to talk about that. Why the fuck I want to talk about that? Or magnesium. Shout out to magnesium. Yep, man, that's about all I got going on. Just finished weeding the garden. My auxiliary watermelon patch is really doing good. It's like six nice sized watermelons. I might do like a short later, but I'm really pleased with how my auxiliary watermelon patch is turning out. I gotta go out, cut grass soon, hot as fuck out. Hell yeah. Yeah. The main patch doing good too, but my auxiliary patch, shit. I got one more question. Yeah, man, I like splitting wood, and I like chainsaws, and I like the forest, and I like trees. I really like trees. Like I'm the type of tree hugger that will hug a tree and then cut it down. If that makes any sense. But I'm a tree hugger. I love trees. I cut that bit right down, and so I cut that bit down so I can smell the wood. I love trees, man. I dove head first into this. Link up with Crip Mac and vlog him helping you out with, hey, man. There ain't two gangsters in the neighborhood. Like I'm not. I don't gang bang. I am not gang. But I'm just saying, like people, I was niggas was fucking with, and I don't fuck with Crip Mac, and like he on some, like gangsters and neighborhood Crips. They don't get along. They on some other shit. Hell no, I am not gang. Yeah, I'm about to get up out of here, man. Alright, Fort Jones. BG highly recommend using AMSOIL and all your fucking And so you better use Super Tech Walmart. So you put AMSOIL. People feel like AMSOIL will fix all their problems. Put the AMSOIL in there and put they be gangbanging AMSOIL online. People be like, what oil do I use? The AMSOIL people, they come from down the mountain to answer the AMSOIL. They act like that shit gonna fix the world's issues. Put AMSOIL in there. Like, you be like, damn. The Mobile One people, the purple what is it, the Rotella people, man, them niggas they fight like Power Rangers when they come. Put the AMSOIL. Be like, damn. Like that shit really gonna make a difference. Like you just shit crazy, man. Amish got great produce. Shit, ain't no better than what I got. Amish use pesticides, dude. Ooh. Ooh, shots fired. Damn. Who said Chris Waters? Damn, you going hard today. Amish use pesticide. Damn, that shot's fired. Man, shout out to the Amish. Nimrod has great produce. It's stuck in my head. The commentary spirit, YouTube been covering it. I don't know what you're talking about. They gonna find an image of me doing like this. People from the future gonna think it was an alien. They're aliens. This alien is the reason the primitive people we descend from had technology. I'm gonna be on the cave wall like they be. He's an alien. They ain't gonna know about Dread. They be like, this shit just a hat. North Carolina and South Carolina are beautiful. Yeah, how you just gonna comment on North Carolina and South Carolina and not mention Virginia? Type of shit you on? Hell no, nigga. Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina. Shit. Hell no, nigga. Virginia. Virginia better than both of them. Nigga, you don't see the shirt? Man, stop playing with me, man. Man, come on, man. I bang mine. I know what time it is, man. Big VA. Big VA. Nigga, fuck wrong with you? Hey, man. Playing, y'all keep playing with me like Virginia ain't on the map. Yeah, big VA, man. You already know, VA. Yeah, we do this around here. If you from another country, you can't even say you travel to America unless you touch down on Virginia soil. Yeah, you can't just come from fucking Togo or the Netherlands or Indonesia, come out here, go to New York City and fly back and be like, I've been to America. Nah, nigga, you ain't touched VA. You ain't touched down Virginia. You ain't hit that Virginia soil. Then you haven't been to North America. Bars. Don't at me neither. California is America. No, the fuck is not. That shit Mexico. Man, it's like I said. If you say you came to America and you didn't touch down in Virginia, then you didn't go to America. I don't give a fuck where. I don't give a fuck if you went to Idaho. I don't give a fuck if you went to Missouri. I don't give a fuck if you went to Illinois. All that shit I just mentioned was the French Empire. This shit right here, this shit been America. Yeah, America didn't have to buy this land back from another European country. Nah, nigga, this shit been America. Fuck out of here, nigga. The West Coast, nigga, California. Niggas had, Russia had a hand in that shit, cuz. Nigga, no. You can't say you've been to America if you never touched foot in Virginia. Bars. Stop playing with me, man. If you're not from here, you're not from here. Everything started here. Shout out to Virginia, though.